Good morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today we're going to be making a little dessert. I call them pecan or pecan. I don't say pecan, I say pecan. But so many people around me say pecan, so now every once in a while I'll come out with pecan, but it's pecan. I was raised on pecans, everything was pecan, so this is what I call pecan bites. Some people call them little mini muffin pecan pie. Some people call them pecan tassies, but these are mine, so I'm going to call them pecan bites. So for the crust, it is, and I'm going to be making them in little mini muffin tins here. So first we have to do our crust, and our crust is 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of softened butter. I already have it in my little bowl here. 3 ounces of softened cream cheese, and I've already softened it in my microwave. So I'm going to put my cream cheese in there. And it says beat this till it's smooth. Now I've got my mixer out over here because I may have to use my mixer. I'm not sure. I made another one earlier because this mixture has to sit in the refrigerator for like an hour. So I went ahead and made one earlier that I'm going to take out as soon as I get this one made up and start filling my little muffin tins. And then while this one is cooling, because I'm going to make more than one batch today. So okay, so I'm just going to beat this until it's smooth. And usually I can do it with a whisk, because when I make my keto biscuits and things, this is exactly what I use the butter and the cream cheese, and I can usually do it till it gets real smooth. Okay, now this is where I may have to get out my mixer. It calls for 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Well, as y'all know, I don't do gluten. So this is 1 cup of my Bob's Red Mill baking flour. Where you use 1 cup of all-purpose flour, you would use 1 cup of this. Now this is a smoother flour than just your gluten-free. It's a little bit more powdery, so it bakes better than just your like Bob's Red Mill gluten flour or King Arthur gluten flour. So when I'm baking, I use the baking flour. So I'm going to start incorporating this in, and I may have to get out my mixer or just a spoon, because it said, it didn't say beat it in, it just said mix it in. So, and I'm going to put that up because I can already see it's going to be too thick to use my blender. So, I mean my whisk. So all I have to do is just mix this in real good. And it's got so much butter in it till it's going to mix in smooth. So, and when you put flour in things, you don't want to mix it a lot, because it messes up the purpose of your flour. So, okay. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, now I've got my flour mixed in. So this is 1 stick or 1/2 cup of softened butter, 3 ounces of cream cheese, and 1 cup of your all-purpose flour or your gluten-free flour, whichever one you want to use. Now, so let's put it in the refrigerator for an hour. Well, I'm going to do like some of the professionals do. You know, a lot of times they make things ahead of time, and they bring it out and they say, we already have one in the fridge. Well, I already have one in the fridge this morning.
Well, it'll keep us from having to stand here and watch you stand there for an hour.
I know. So, and to be honest, I've already tried it to make sure that it was going to work. So I just sprayed my little mini muffin tin. I've got my oven set on 375, and it said and I'm going right by the recipe here, And I'm sure many of you have made these, but you just make like a little 1-inch ball. That's the reason you put it in the refrigerator, so you can work with it. Because if you don't put it in the refrigerator, it's warm, and it doesn't, you can't handle it as well. So I just put my little ball down in there, and I have a mortar and pestle here, which I crush my fresh herbs and peppers and things with. This is the perfect thing. So, and if you have something like this, so you just go down in there, press that down, and it's got so much butter in it, it's not going to stick. And if it does stick a little bit, it's fine. And then I take my fingers and I kind of bring it all the way up the side like that. Okay, let me do another one for you. I might let this go a little bit too. But it's cold, but when you start working with it, then it warms up when you start rolling around in your hand. Okay, so I'm going to put that one in there, and I'm going to take my little thing here, and I'm going to go down like that.
If it needs to warm up a little bit, you can just make all your balls first, and they'll be warming up in the pan before you press them.
Right. That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one got a little, I'm going down in the middle, because I'm not going to make you watch me do all this. I just wanted to show you how I made the crust, and then I'm going to show you how I make the filling to go in it. So, all right. I think I'll do that, honey. Make my balls. And I'm not sure, it didn't say how many this made. Maybe it makes 24, maybe it makes 12. We'll see. But I know I'm making more than one batch this morning, because I'm making them for a function and to take somewhere. So,
you want to just come back in a minute?
Well, yeah, let me get all my balls rolled out, and then then I'll come back and show them how I'm going to press them out.
Now, you see that little thing in her hand? It weighs about 1.5 pounds.
It does.
And Grandmama calls it her argument settler. So I'll fuss until she grabs that, and then it's all over. I'm ready for the yard.
It came out of my mortar and pestle. So
but up against the side of your head, it does not feel good.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So I had exactly 24.
Some a little bigger and some
a little
bigger.
I finally got a spoon and tried to do it with a spoon. So, but this works really well. But then you still have, because you're going to have some pecan. You're going to have some pecan mixture in here. And even though you have it sprayed, you want your crust to come up around the edges as much as you can, because you don't want that sticking to the side of your little pecan things here. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing this. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to, it's beginning to want to stick. That's crazy. I'm going to finish these, and then I'm going to show you how I make my filling and how I fill these, and then I'll come off camera and I'll do these. So, okay, that one worked really well. I think some of my dough is still harder than others. And
gets harder in the freezer, doesn't it?
Y'all know me. I've told you before, I'm not a patient person sometimes. With some things, I'm very patient. With other things, not so. When I'm baking or cooking, waiting, having to put something in the refrigerator and wait, that I'm not very patient. So I stick it in the freezer if it's something like this. And so that's what I did with this. I stuck it in the freezer. And so it's got little hard places in it.
In other words, it got a little too hard.
Some of it did, some of it didn't. But now when you work with it with your hands, it's going to soften up.
Well, if it's
So
too hard, you just wait a few more minutes,
yeah,
don't you, baby?
yeah, you do. All right, that
She's
one.
not going to confess to getting it too hard. I can tell
I
right
don't
now.
know why that is sticking. It wasn't sticking earlier. Okay. Anyway, I'm about through with this pan. So, and I want to get it all the way up the side because I do not want that pecan mixture to stick to my little pan here. All right. I got those. Now, I'm going to wipe this grease off my hands. And I'm going to show you how I make the mixture. Where's my, oh, honey, I got to get another bowl. Okay. I forgot I had my bowl in the refrigerator. Now, with this, with the pecan mixture, it's very simple. It's 1 egg at room temperature. And it is 3/4 cups. Let me bring all this over here. I got it behind me. I just need to put it over here. Okay. This is the way it is when you work in the kitchen. Everything's not always in order like it should be. So, okay. That is 1 egg. And let me get my hands. To that is 3/4 cups of packed brown sugar. Now this is sugar-free, gluten-free. So this is 3/4 cups of my brown purecane sugar alternative. So I'll put that in there.
But if you want to use real sugar, just use real sugar.
Just use real sugar.
It works the same way.
Yep, it does. All right, I'm washing my whisk here because I got to whisk all this together.
And sometimes she actually cooks with sugar because it's according to the audience. Who is she?
Yes,
the customer.
I do.
If it's grandchildren that want sugar for a birthday party or something, she's
okay.
gonna put sugar in.
1 tablespoon of softened butter. Okay, I got that. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'll put that in here. I'm going to put a little bit more because this is like baking vanilla. It's not like your pure vanilla extract. And I like to use this sometimes. Okay.
She always puts extra vanilla.
Yes, I do. Because I love vanilla. Okay, I'm just going to whisk this around. Now, it doesn't call for any corn syrup or anything like that. But I tell you what I'm going to do in mine. Just because I want to. And it's okay if this butter has little pieces of butter in it because it's going to melt in your when you're baking it. Yeah. All right. I have some pure Vermont sugar-free maple syrup. So it has no calories, no carbs. So I'm going to put a good 3 tablespoons of maple syrup.
Did you see that exact amount she just used? 3 tablespoons exactly.
Well, it's about 3 tablespoons.
But you can always stick your finger in there and taste it and see if it's exactly like you want it.
It's fine. Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to put my whisk up. Get me a spoon here. And it calls for 2/3 of nuts, of pecans. Now, what the recipe says is put 1/3 in here, put it in your little tins, and then put the other 1/3 on top. But I don't want to do that. I want to put all mine in at the same time because I like for all mine to be coated with all this goodie. Like I do when I make a pecan pie. Okay? Oh, and a dash of salt. You always put a dash of salt in anything sweet. Okay? Next. My oven is set for 375. And I've just got my spoon fell. Crazy. Things going wrong this morning. Okay. I'm just going to do it with a teaspoon. And I'm just going to put my little mixture in there. Ooh, these are going to be so good. Look at that. Usually I'll just make a pecan pie because this is a pecan pie. You can just put it all in there at one time. This takes a little bit more time because you're dealing with just little minis. But since I'm taking this off, I thought, well, oh well.
Well, the ladies at the church asked her to make some little
gluten-free, sugar-free,
and hand foods.
Yeah.
So instead of a pie, she's making them in little cups.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh, I forgot to.
If you put 2 spoons, it's going to overrun.
A spoon and a half.
Spoon and a half.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I see one right there that there's trouble ahead in because it's over your thing.
He knows when I give him the eye, he is saying too much. So I was giving him the eye while he was looking at this.
And you see what I did? I backed away from the table with this camera. I'm out of reach.
Okay. The recipe says cook these 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to cook them 15 minutes, and then I'm going to see what they look like. But look at those, aren't they?
They look good. I mean, they really do.
And this is the reason I put all my pecans in there at one time, is so they're just
be mixed.
When they come out, they won't have just pecans on top. It'll be a glazed pecan look. So
that looks like the old-timey squirrel nut zipper.
If any of y'all are my age or our age,
it's good candy.
In these little country stores, well, everywhere you could get like Mary Jane's, squirrel nut zippers, BB bats, sugar daddies, not sugar babies, but sugar daddies. They didn't have sugar babies then. You could get the BB bats in strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. Strawberry, banana, vanilla, and chocolate. And my granddaddy owned a little country store right here, 100 yards from my house. So when we got ready for something like that, we just run out there and he would he'd fix us right up. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and then I'm going to get this one ready to go in. So I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. I'll check them, and the way you tell if they're done, they're brown around the edges and puffed up, just like a pecan pie. So I'll check them at 15 minutes. If they're not done, I'll do them 5 more minutes. So now I'm going to get this pan ready to go in, and I'll be back with you when I take these out. Okay, I cooked these for 17 minutes, and they're done. And I'm fixing to take them out of the pan. But I wanted to show y'all, I quit using this because it was sticking. Well, I was trying to put oil on it. If you put flour on it, just get your little thing, a little bowl, and put flour on it. And what it does, it works perfectly. Look at there. Just put your little flour on it.
That's nice, Grandmama.
And look. Uh-oh, that one came off. But all right. Just a little bit of flour. And it makes the perfect little whale for your thing.
I think you have to wipe the end of the
thing off. Not every time, but yeah, if any sticks to it, you do. Okay, now I've let these cool about 5 minutes. Now, gluten-free flour is a little bit crumblier than regular flour, so
you just have to be more patient.
You just have to be real patient and real careful. So, but as you can see, they're coming out really good. And my timer just went off. I put another in the oven, so they're not quite ready. I'm going to set it for 2 minutes because I put them on 15 minutes. Okay. Now, isn't that a pretty little treat right there?
These are delicious. I haven't actually eaten one of these, but I did sample
they're really
the pecan mixture that she put in them, and that pecan maple is just delicious.
They're really hot now. So, and if you let them cool a little bit more, then you don't have to be so careful with them. So, but if you're not careful, you'll stick your knife in the edge of this. So you have to be real careful. And I've got more mixture. I'm going to fill these, and I'm still making them. So now this one, the crust didn't come all the way to the top. So I'm hoping, oh, yes. That's the one I was concerned about it coming out.
I was hoping it was going to tear up.
No, no.
I get the scraps.
Well, we get scraps anyway. We get to eat them. So, okay. All right. Now that is my little pecan bite. So they're easy to do. They take up a little time, but if you enjoy baking, if you enjoy being in the kitchen, then you're going to love doing this.
If you enjoy watching people walk around and pick up something you've prepared and eat and enjoy it.
Yes, now that is, yeah. When you see people that eat these and they think, oh, this is delicious, and they don't know it's gluten-free and sugar-free, it really makes you feel good about things that you cook. And so, all right, I'm going to take these out of the oven because they're ready. I'm going to let them cool, and I'm going to get more in the oven. So thank y'all for joining me this morning. I hope y'all make some of these during the holidays or just as a snack for you to eat for your family, because they are really, really good. So subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell, and it tells you when I've uploaded a video, like my little pecan bites this morning. So I love y'all, and I'll catch you next time.